a year and 4 months ago in a very serious auto accident. They didn't know if I was going to make it or not. I was most worried about how I was going to pay the medical bills and, well, really if I was going to live to pay the medical bills, and you don't want to hinder your family with something like that.
When someone is seriously injured and they make that initial phone call to me, that person is typically very frustrated. They are in pain physically. They are in large part at their wits' end. They are depressed and they want answers, and they feel like everything is going against them. They were injured, seriously injured, as a result of nothing they did. It was not their fault, yet they're the one that is having to deal with all the issues and is having all the problems. The first thing that we do at our firm when we are talking with that injured person who's been involved in an accident is to try to lower their stress level. And you just have to let that person talk to you. You have to let them know first that you're there to listen, that you're there to understand. And then we talk about, okay, here is our plan. Here is how we're going to get you back to where you need to be. Here's how we're going to make sure you are reasonably compensated for everything you've gone through and everything you're still going to go through. And so we talk about that plan, we formulate that plan, then we put that plan in place and try to assure them that you can focus on doing what the doctor says, getting better, spending time with your family, getting back to work, and let us handle the rest of it. The biggest mistakes that we see so many times with people who are injured, have a personal injury case, is that they don't get an attorney involved, or they don't get an attorney involved soon enough. Sometimes that leads to insurance company making small offers, which 2 days after the accident, that may seem like it's really nice, when in all likelihood it's nowhere close to what your case is worth. We see people not seeking medical attention, needed medical attention, in a timely fashion. We get in an accident and you have adrenaline rushing. You're worried about your car. You may be arguing or discussing with the other driver who caused what. The police officer is talking to you. People are coming up to you to ask if you're okay. And we see a lot of times people say, I don't need an ambulance. I don't need to go to the doctor. And maybe 2 or 3 days they feel okay, and then they wake up on the 4th day and they can't hardly get out of bed, okay? If there's a gap in treatment, gap in from the accident to the initial treatment, and even if you went to the hospital, but then you don't go back and seek follow-up treatment, even though the hospital says you need to follow up with an orthopedic or you need to follow up with a primary care physician. If you wait weeks and weeks, the insurance company is going to latch on to that gap in treatment, and they're going to devalue your claim. They're going to say, that's not related to this. Something else happened. And so it puts you in a difficult position. The other thing a lot of times is witnesses. You know, so many times there's an accident. The honest, good bystander comes up to you, are you okay? Hey, I saw everything. You know, here's my name, here's my number. Please give me a call if you need anything. The scene, the accident scene itself, debris is going to be cleaned up. Sometimes there wasn't a sign here. Now, a month later, our sign's put up there. Maybe they've repainted the roads or whatever the situation may be. You need to have a lawyer involved as soon as possible so they can be dealing with that insurance company, not letting that insurance company talk to you the night of the accident or the day after to get a recorded statement when they know fully well that you're still emotional about the situation, you're in pain, and as soon as you get that sooner you get that lawyer involved, they can control the insurance company and not let the insurance company control you or your case. In choosing a personal injury attorney, first of all, You need to have a personal injury attorney, not an attorney who occasionally does a personal injury case here and there. You need somebody who works exclusively, if not at least primarily, in that area of law. You need somebody who I believe is well respected, experienced obviously, but well respected in the community. Well respected not only by the judges and courthouse staff, but has the respect of insurance adjusters. You need to have an attorney who is not only experienced, but is willing to go to court and is willing to convey that, and who that insurance company knows this case, if it doesn't get resolved for a reasonable amount, will be tried by this attorney.
The thing I like most about working with Gene is he and his entire staff make you feel like part of the family, not just a client.
To the person who has been injured in an accident, who thinks they want to contact an attorney but feels like, I don't know that financially I'm going to be in a position to do that, the first thing I say is, within the personal injury realm, which is all I do, our fees are based solely on a contingency. You only pay me, our firm only earns a fee when we resolve your case, whether that be through settlement or whether that be going to trial and getting a jury verdict. And that is a percentage contingency. And you know what? If we don't recover anything for you, you don't owe us anything.
I would recommend Gene Vaught and his law firm to everyone, and I have done so. So, because I could tell him personally that he was great for me, his staff was wonderful, and they still call and check on me today. Now tell me another law firm that does that for you.